boys, so today we're starting a new topic. So you need to go to your workbook and you need to start a new page. Still keep your pages ruled into 2 columns, and then you're going to put your new topic heading down at the top of the page: perimeter, area and volume. So I know you've done a lot of this in primary school, but we're going to add to it, and the good thing about this is you can use your calculator. Okay, so we're starting off with the metric system, and the main thing I want you to know here is that we have prefixes, and those prefixes tell us what number we should be using in our working. So the prefix is a part of a word. It's the bit that goes at the beginning of the word. So pre means before, okay? So it's the thing at the beginning of the word. So if the word starts with milli, you're going to be using the number 1000. If the word starts with centi, you're going to be using the number 100. And if the word starts with kilo, you're going to use the number 1000. So it's pretty easy to remember this if you think about it. All these numbers are 1000 except for centi. Now there's lots of things that should remind you that cent is 100. Okay, so there are 100 cents in a dollar. If you think of a century is 100 years, or in cricket, a century is 100 runs. So there's lots of things that should remind you that cent is 100. The other ones are 1000. Okay, so when we're converting units from one thing to another in the metric system, if you convert to a smaller unit, you're going to be multiplying by whatever the number is that the prefix tells us. And if you're going to a bigger unit, you're going to divide by whatever the number the prefix tells us. So we're going to start some examples now. So at the beginning here, we're going to complete, in other words, fill in the blank here. All right, we're just going to get that number and write it at the end. That'll be fine. So it says 1 kilogram equals how many grams? So we're actually converting from kilograms to grams. Grams are smaller. So because we're going to a smaller unit, we're going to times by. Now, you have to look for the prefix. Sometimes it'll be here and sometimes it'll be over here. You've just got to look for it. So what you've got to look for is the thing that's got 2 letters. All right, this one's got 2 letters. The first letter is the prefix letter. So that first letter is K, and that's K for kilo. Kilo, if you look back over here, kilo is 1000. So we're going to be multiplying by 1000. So now we're just going to do 1 times 1000 using your calculator, and your answer is 1000 grams. Put the grams on the end. Okay, looking at the next one. We're going to be converting from litres to milliliters. Milliliters are smaller, so we're going to be multiplying. Now go looking for your prefix. It's the one with the 2 letters. There it is. That little m is milli, and milli is 1000. So we're going to be timesing by 1000. So we're going to do 1 times 1000 on your calculator, and you get 1000 milliliters. All right, this next question says convert. We're still doing the same thing in all of these questions. So we're going from metres to centimetres. Centimetres are smaller. So we're going to multiply, because it's smaller, by, look for your prefix. There's the 2 letters. The first one here is C. That's C for centi, and you know that's 100. Remember, there's 100 cents in a dollar. So we're doing 6.4 times 100. Use your calculator, and you get 640 centimetres. The next one, we're going from metres to millimetres. Millimetres are smaller than metres. So we go to a smaller unit, we multiply. Look for your prefix with the 2 letters. There it is. The first M is your prefix. Little m is milli. Milli is 1000, so we're timesing by 1000. 0.9 times 1000 equals 900. So it's 900 millimetres. All right, looking at the next ones. Okay, so we're going from metres to centimetres. Centimetres are smaller, so we multiply. Look for your prefix. Here it is over here. C is for centi, which is 100. So we're going to multiply by 100. So 0.25 times 100, 25, put your centimetres on the end. Okay, looking at the next question, it says convert each length to metres. Just underline that with your red pen. So we're going from 200 centimetres to metres this time. Metres are bigger than centimetres, so we're going to a bigger unit. So we're going to divide. Look for your prefix, there it is. C, centi is 100, so we're going to divide by 100. Do your 200 divided by 100 and you get an answer of 2 metres on the end. Right, and the next question here, we're going from 75 centimetres to metres. Metres are bigger than centimetres. Go to a bigger unit, you divide. Look for your prefix, there it is, centi. We're dividing by 100. So 75 divided by 100 on your calculator is 0.75 metres. So make sure if you are getting an answer that's not a whole number, with measurements we normally give the answers as decimals. So if you're just using the divided by key, it should always come up as a decimal anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to come back in the next video and we're going to do some more examples.